We are live. I am Savage Squishy86 and we are continuing our live stream of Bloodborne. I do apologize, as I suspected when I actually had the app freeze on me, it crashed. So we decided to redo it, and we're going to go ahead and get this party going in the right direction with the contention of what we originally were trying to do, hopefully without a fuck up along the way. So let's get started with the fact that we were actually going to use our echoes to upgrade our weapons this time without disruption. So we upgraded our saw spear, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade. And we'll go ahead and upgrade. I don't think we're going to upgrade anything else because relatively none of them is actually worth upgrading right now just yet. I need more bloodstone chunks. Unfortunately, I don't have those. I don't have enough of them. So what we are going to do, though, is take a gander at the messenger bath outside of the shop and see what outfits or anything we can get here. So we're going to go ahead and buy them. Just a couple things.
Welcome. What is... Very well. Let the echoes become... Let me...
Go ahead and raise my arcane level up is what I'll do. And I will buy something with the remaining 12,000, 11,000 echoes. And 2 sedatives, 1 medicine, a generic line out of sorts. So as we can see here, we have the Sinister Lure through Marion Root Chalice Dungeon. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. This is the Chalice Dungeon I was referring to when I was speaking on getting a little far ahead and finding that rune by accident. Now, obviously, I just completed this very same Chalice Dungeon and got 2 weapons from that one. So as you can see, the Root Chalice Dungeons are not always the same. As you can see, same name, different layout. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this and get further ahead of ourselves with whatever is basically lying in wait for us down below. So as soon as we arrive, right away here, we'll find ourselves in the thick of a fight with basically this threat here, which we have dispatched with that. You can see there's also a bell ringing woman here somewhere, so we're going to find her. Just trying to get my bearings, make sure I don't miss anything. So here's crossing our fingers that we don't have any more damn surprises that cost us the freaking stream. Oh! Oh! I got grabbed by the blood gel! Get off me! The bell ringing woman is going to be in that hall down that way, so we're going to have to get down there and get her. But as we do, grab the items along the way. Lots of bold hunter marks, as we can see, some Molotov cocktails, a thick cold blood, and some ritual blood. That's enough out of you. And that will take care of the bell ringing woman in this area. Grab over here on the body, you will find some ritual blood, as well as some additional ritual blood over on the other body. Then we'll make our way back to the central area with the bridge and head across and dispatch the snatcher that's above us. Where is my ladder leading me up? Or is there no ladder? Or do I have to take another route? Doesn't look like there's a ladder there, so it looks like we'll have to go up here. And like I said, after I'm done with this, I'm going to go about doing one little quest line with Gilbert in Central Yarnum. Now that the sun has gone down and the moon is now turned red, he will be open to the next quest line section. Not much we can do for him at present, but it will be relevant to the next stage of the quest line for it to continue. Once we dispatch the Snatcher, grab the Twin Stone Shard, grab the Thick Cold Blood. Inside we will have a Watcher. Go ahead and deal with him. Grab the Ritual Blood off him, and then flip the switch. Welcome back to the stream. I apologize. My stream was cut short because it crashed. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday night. So right away from the start, we're going to head to our right and open up the gate, which will lead us to the next Chalice boss fight. And I believe we will have is a Keeper of the Old Lords. Okay, so we need our charred, our fire protection. Alright, Boyle, come on. Do I have any, Nope. Nasty son of a bitch. Fucking asshole. I That's why I hate it when he imbues that fire, the magic on his sword, because ultimately he starts literally he's more dangerous with that. I try to stop him from doing that more often than not, but I didn't stop him this time. That was my mistake. I'll have to fucking stop him next time. Where you at, dickhead? God damn it. You got it again. Come on. I'm gonna fuck him up, I'm telling you. Fuck you, dickhead. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Get out of my sight. Fucking. So there, we got rid of that asshole. Didn't really get much of a reward for that, but hey, it's okay. I'll take it on the chin. Now we'll head to this next Chalice level and head into the next lair. This will bring us to the third lair. So as I said before, the Chalice, the rune that I found here, you'll find in this Chalice dungeon. So you just play them like usual. They'll come up. You know, they appear on their own accord. So basically, this is the one you'll find. It'll be in a side area in the second lair, which is back the way we came. And then directly ahead of us will be a hidden chamber with a nightmare in tow. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Make sure we get some blood bullets in the event we get more nightmares ahead of us. Because I'm always expecting nightmares, more than one nightmare at this point with these hidden paths. Head to the far back, and on the left you'll have another chest, like usual. With ritual blood level 4 inside, as well as 2, or just 1 in this case, chest on the right. With quicksilver bullets. Obviously, there will be no Chalice dungeon here. Obviously, there will be no chest here. Excuse me, I misspoke. But we will proceed forward. The Snatcher will be to our right. The gate leading out will be to our left. Fat Snatcher. That damn asshole with the torch almost cost me. Jerk. Bring blood gemstone off the watcher here at the back, and a chest with inflicted organ inside. Definitely want to find this bell ringing witch before she calls somebody that's going to make my day a whole lot worse. Over here there's something on the body, so we'll grab that. Molotovs 3. Matter of fact, we'll switch to our saw cleaver. I think she's going to be either in the next chamber or she's going to be below us on the ground level. Doesn't look like that was the case here, but the rat that we killed did drop us some tomb mold, so we'll take that. Here we have some box away, hiding a cleverly well-hidden numbing mist, which we will take. And then here we have a chest we will open. Inside will be some more additional tomb mold. Behind that, we'll follow the door in. God damn it, dude! Why? I should have let the nightmare get away, and I didn't. I should have let him get away, because ultimately I just got fucking eviscerated by multiple fucking rats. Man. It's like now I'm like making mistakes all over the place. Frustrating. Part of that was probably because I had the wrong goddamn outfit on, which I should have took this off. I can't wait to get the DLC started, because I'll get better armors, gear pieces from them in particular, just so I can get the benefit of the power that I get from this. So I'm gonna fuck you guys up, I'm telling ya. I'm to shut you the fuck up. Am I a little salty right now? Yeah, I'm a little salty. Jack off. Now I'm gonna bounce out and get that nightmare to spawn back in. Little son of a bitch. Oh, God. I mean, how many times did I get killed now? 3 times? Or was it 4? At least I got rid of the witch. That fucking ringing just gets on my nerves. It's like nerve-wracking. And then on top of that, they put the fucking nightmare in a tight-ass area. Not really a tight-ass area, but it might as well be tight-ass area with the fact of all the blood gels and shit hanging all over the place. Motherfucker. All that for a Tempering Blood gemstone? Somebody thinks they're being funny. Shining coins. And more shining coins. Then you get... Ooh, almost missed that one. Come get it, numbnuts. That one was just one of those laying down ghoulies. Okay, we pulled the switch. Now we're one step closer to get the hell out of this Chalice dungeon. I'm actually really eager to get to the DLC. I'm really eager. So here we have an access point here. I don't want to go back the long way. I want to see if I can take a shortcut. So right there. I thought I heard another watcher. Oh yeah, that's right. There's one in here. Joy. So there, we pretty much have taken care of that. Now we can make our way out of this dungeon's core and get the hell on with the rest of our job. Get the Molotovs on the right. Don't forget those. I forgot about those. Initially, I thought I saw them and I thought I grabbed them, but I didn't. Oh, well. We have an enemy hunter in our way. Looks like another one of those Chalice dungeon ones. So he's gonna have Kirkhammer and shit. So this should be fun. So let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for him. I didn't realize he was gonna be there. So we'll have a lead elixir. I actually don't really use this enough. I'm gonna try to use it here. And I think we're gonna have a side area as well. And with that, we got Tempering Blood Gemstone, so that is gorgeous. But as you can see, that's entirely the reason why I drank the lead elixir. If you notice, I didn't stagger at all. His attack hit me still, but it didn't really stagger me, which gave me an opening to sort of recounter his attack with one of my own. So, but now that we've gotten through that part, we can go ahead into this next area. Get rid of the Snatcher, then climb the ladder. Obviously, we'll have another Snatcher, as you can see, further ahead of us. With more Ritual Blood and an easy takedown of the Snatcher. We can see there's a path to our right. We're going to ignore that for the moment and grab the resupplies of Quicksilver bullets and any other items that are hidden in and around this area. Obviously, there's not much. We have a tick again, which we dealt with. Go ahead and drop some coins here so we know that this is a way out. Head through the passage on the right, take a left, and we will be in a new area, potentially with more additional tick enemies. Let's go ahead and get out some pebbles. Get these guys off the roof. Head over here, grab the fire paper off the body, avoid the little bastards trying to ambush you. I'm not sure if there's any more left. I don't think so. Head down the steps either side, doesn't really matter. Avoid the trap door. Obviously, there's a trap waiting to kill us. Here, there is a door leading into a new chamber, which in turn will lead us to this door, which was locked on the other side. No more. And then we will head over into this next area where we will have a few... Oh, we got a Guardian. And I don't think any ghoulies. No ghoulies, just the Guardian. With a ball and chain. Which is good. We can counter that. Done. Tempering Blood Gemstone. Open the coffin, and inside we will find a lost saw spear, another weapon. So here in this Chalice dungeon, we found the lost saw spear as well as a rune. And now we will head to our third and final Chalice boss. Hopefully our final. I'm not sure. We may be unlucky and get 4. I can hear on the other side, though, that it is going to be a bloodletting beast, so let's get our weapons equipped that we need. Flame sprayer, saw spear, Molotovs, if we have any. We got 3. That works. Go ahead and get some oil urns. And go ahead and get yourself some fire paper. And we are ready. Let's get her. Come on. Fucker. Oof! A goddamn Superman punch of his. That goddamn stomp, bro. Unbelievable. How did he get me with that attack? I have no fucking idea. Yeah, he actually just kept doing the same attack over and over again. And it stun locks me enough to where he's able to capture me in not 1, but 2, but 3 repeats. Oh my god, that's sick. That is so sick. Now I gotta fight this asshole again. Oh, alright, you fucking prick, let's go. Alright. I missed him a few times with the damn oil urn. If I could just get him to hold the fuck still long enough, I could fuck him ass up with even more with that. Get him in the head, you can get an easy stun lock. Fucker, die. Let's go. And with that, we get 2 Twin Bloodstone Shards as well as a Tampering Blood Gem at level 5. And that is it for this Chalice dungeon. Yay! So I'm very pleased with that. He got that lucky cheap fucking kill on me in the first fucking round, but you know, it's okay. I came back and I made him pay for it. Now, let's see if we can't upgrade our weapon. No, our power. I think we'd be able to now with the fact that we can. Okay, great. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna do it with endurance though. So
farewell, good hunter.
With that pretty much done, we're gonna go about the next stage of our business. First thing we're gonna do is resupply most of our materials if we can. And before we even get thinking about going to the DLC section, we're going to go ahead over to the Central Yharnam, and we're going to pay a visit to Gilbert. Now, at this point, most of all the citizens that are, closed up shop inside their homes are pretty much either turned, gone crazy, or dead. So any of the places where we originally knocked on the door, we probably won't get much of a response. Or we will get a random response. Oh, Gilbert's already turned. So, if we come back here before the moon rises, he will basically be saying, why me? And basically, this is what will happen. But with him, we will kill him, and we will get the claw mark rune. So, as we can see, Gilbert no longer is human, he's turned, and we had to put him down. So, as we can see here is pretty much the end result. But we have one more person to visit. And that is the other daughter of Gascoigne and Gascoigne's family. So, we'll take the time to just basically do a quick scout of the area, get ourselves into where we gotta go. We're pretty much so powerful at this point, a lot of these guys will be walkovers, so we'll just use the weakest weapon we have and just take advantage of it. Obviously, we need some resupplies in terms of quicksilver bullets from all the fighting we've done in the Chalice dungeons. Kind of ironic to be back here and killing these werewolves. Remember when these guys could like one hit you and kill you so easily, and now they're basically not even fucking scratching you? It's kind of amusing in a way, but it's also kind of fucked up, so... Obviously, the fighting will get the ogre's attention, and the ogre will come knocking, which we will deal with. We'll take advantage of these crows over here. And now we will go over and pay a visit to this window again, which is now re-illuminated because the other daughter is back here looking for her sister.
You haven't by any chance seen my little sister, have you? I told her to look after the house, but she's run off somewhere. She's still quite small and wears a big white ribbon. Have you seen her out there anywhere?
Now, regrettably, we will have no happy endings in this. So, basically what we will do is we will give her her sister's ribbon, the red ribbon, which is actually a white ribbon covered in blood. So, we will give her the red ribbon, and we will be opening up the next stage of the quest line and get the white ribbon without the blood.
Oh, how did this happen? Why would she ever go outside? At least I'll have something to remember her by.
Now, I feel real shitty about this because there's nothing really we can do to console her. And we will leave now and go back to the Hunter's Dream. But we'll be coming back here again because we have to. Because the next part will actually be sad and unavoidable, to say the least. So we'll take the Grand. We'll use the... So we will basically make our way back to the Hunter's Dream now, and we'll take the return trip back this way again. For the next stage of this, excuse me, quest line before we proceed with the DLC. So as soon as we get here, we're going to head back to the Great Bridge and make the return trip back to the girl for the completion of this quest line for her final item. I love the Blade of Mercy. It's so fucking raw. Literally, I mean, you're tearing werewolves up like fucking lightning rods. But the cool thing is, it doesn't even do that much damage to them without the benefits of this. It doesn't look like it does much in the way of damage, but it really does. You guys are just gonna piss me off. You realize that, right? We're not gonna fuck with the crows. We're just gonna get right on with the rest of the other half of this. So once we get back here, we'll see that the lantern is still lit. No response, and the reason why is because right down below us, the poor girl committed suicide. So right away off the body, we'll grab the white messenger ribbon. And sadly, that will be the conclusion of the quest line, as well as Gascoigne's family. You know, it really pisses me off because I really kind of wished we could have actually had the option to take the kid with us to the Odin Chapel and not just send her on her merry way. I think it was... I mean, I would have done things differently, but at the very least, it would have been nice to save at least one kid, if not both of them. We can't save their parents, obviously. That's a foregone conclusion, but I would have liked to have seen a happy ending of some sorts with that outcome. But we didn't get that, and sadly, that's what we ended up with. So we pretty much now have access to the white messenger ribbon, but to get it, we had to give up the red messenger ribbon. However, the other side of the point is basically we can get the red messenger ribbon again in another playthrough. So, that being said, we won't have to really contend so much with it in that capacity. So we can always just run that business again in another playthrough and get the red messenger ribbon back. So, we have the white messenger ribbon now, and that is basically the whole point of that quest line in the first playthrough. There is no way to get them both. You'll have to get them both separately in separate playthroughs. There is no other way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and repair our weaponry if we can, as much of it as we can. And we're going to take a look and see what blood gemstones we can put on this puppy. Because we have the power of these pretty much opened up to us now, so... We got some fire blood gemstones. We want to get something with a little bit more in the way of that, so... Here we have increased stamina cost. In return, we get an additional 12 points of damage. And then here we have the other one, which is going to give us an additional add a physical attack and fire attack power up. So we're going to take that too. Down by 6, up by 10. No, I don't like that. And now we have the cursed. We have we can now access the waning blood gemstone. So here we have physical attack up by HP, adds fire attack. We have fire attack, charge attack up by 5.2%. Oh, excuse me. And here we have a nourishing abyssal blood gem. So this will add physical attack power, so we'll keep that on that stone. And then here we have the saw spear. So we're going to get cursed. HP gradually depletes. I don't want to use that. That's bad juju. Unless I have something that heals me, I'm not using that thing. What do we have here? 161. Physical attack is up by 17.3%. Physical attack is up by 18%. No, I don't want to mess with that. A lot of these gemstones I'm going to be selling. Anything lower than 5 or that doesn't really kind of match or bypass a gemstone I already have in terms with equipment, I'm not going to fuck with it. Here we have a... Oh, okay, here we go. This is different. Physical attack up by 13.7, adds physical attack 8.1%, so we'll use that. And here we have one that has 8.1, 14.2. That's even better. And that will be pretty much it for the soft spear. Hunter Axe. Let's see what we got for this. Physical attack is up by 18%. Tempering Nourishing Blood Gemstone. 15%. Ooh, hello. 15.8%. Not really strong enough yet for that, but we're getting there. Threaded Cane. Physical attack up by 17.3. I'll take that. Ooh, hello. Oh, HP. Attack versus beasts down by 8.9%. No. And here we have a Tempering Blood, damp Blood Gemstone. $16.5. Now we can put some triangular stones on this one. Increase stamina by attack versus beasts up by 17.3. Physical attack up by 13.5. Increase stamina cost by 1.8. What does this one do? Tempering. Okay. So there's that. Blade of Mercy. Let's see what we can put on this one. See, I hate the ones where it's just one stone. It's a stone, but it only has one talent. I really want to try to get for talent stones that are either cursed, that give me 3 talents, but I gotta play harder Chalice dungeons to get them, so... Ooh, 22.1. God damn, okay. I'll take it. 58, 24.1, 24.2. I'll take that. So I never upgrade my weapons until I get like as much of everything I can from the Chalice dungeons I can find. So this is gonna be a huge handy thing for me. This is gonna have increased stamina costs, attack versus beasts, physical attack up by. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. The Kirk Hammer. Yeah, attack versus beast. I'll take it on this one. This is a good example because this is not a beast-killing weapon. The Kirk Hammer is not a beast-killing weapon, but it does increase damage with the compromising of less damage to beast, which is okay because I don't do enough damage to beasts anyway with this weapon. So it doesn't really affect me too much. Increased attack versus beast up by 7.3%. Eh. I'm not going to go on that deep, that one. Okay, here we go. 13.5, 191, 193, 195. Power just keeps going up and up and up. Physical attack 15, 198, 200. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's the HP one. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. I do not want to do that. Rifle spear. Now this is the one I really want to upgrade with power. Physical attack 15. Charge attack. Physical attack 15 weight. Physical attack 16.5. It's a level 2. I'll go ahead and put this beast one on because I get more power. I get more damage with it, and it's a level 3 gemstone. I'll eventually replace it because I don't do beast killing with the rifle spear. But for right now, it'll suffice until I find something better. And I am not putting the HP. I don't want to do that. I'm going to sell that because that's going to fuck me up. Tantris. And then we definitely want to put a bolt gemstone on this. This will do huge damage with bolt. Alright, now we'll change out some of our blood gemstones on the weapons. This has got level 11, that's got level 12. And Ludwig's rifle. And it's a good start. Not exactly the best, but better than what we had. So let's go ahead and sell some of those gemstones that we don't want. Anything level 4 or lower, preferably. I never hold on to low anything. If I get better gemstones, and I can get better gemstones, I will ultimately end up getting rid of as much of my existential crap that I don't need, because ultimately it's going to be nothing for me in the future. I'll keep level 4s, but level 3s and 2s, they are out. In fact, I should go by the scaling of the I should go by the rating, not so much the number, because the rating is actually the one that you want to keep. But so far, level 11s, anything level 10 and below is going. It's gone. Yeah. As you can see, level 3s pretty much are like on the border. They're on the cusp. So I'm going to get rid of level 2s, level 2s and level 3 gemstones. Anything level 10, anything level 2 or 3, anything below 10. Or if it is 10, I'll get rid of it all the same. You could get rid of those droplet gemstones, but droplet gemstones are very hard to come by, so I'm not going to sell those because those are actually very rare to get. So I'm going to hold on to those ones, and those ones you can always get repeatedly throughout the game. So, and with that, I'm going to buy some supplies. Oil urns, throwing knives, some stones, and I think we're well on our way. So we could take this chalice off this dungeon here, because we're not going to need that. And we're going to head on into the Cathedral Ward. And we're going to head for the Old Hunter's DLC. Now, the Old Hunters DLC basically is a DLC story part that basically fills in the gaps of what led to Bergenworth, and it basically is like sort of like a story filler of how the Healing Church got started, I guess. Particularly after Master Willem and Lawrence separated. So Lawrence obviously went on to create the Healing Church, but we never really got the full scope of how that came to be, which is where the DLC comes into play. So if you go into your inventory, you'll find the unique item, key item that you need to go to the Old Hunters DLC, which is the Eye of a Blood Drunk Hunter. Its pupil is collapsed and turned to mush, indicating the onset of the Scourge of Beasts. A hunter who goes drunk with blood is said to be taken by the nightmare, destined to wander forever, engaged in an endless hunt. It is a fate that no hunter can escape. So basically, a hunter who gets too into his work, I guess, ends up turning into this little shit show. So once we come outside, what we're going to see one of those mongoloid fucking Amygdalas. So how do we get to the Hunter's Nightmare? Well, we have to let the Amygdala pick us up. So what we're going to do is come on down here and let her pick him up, which we will be squeezed and transported to the Hunter's Nightmare.
Cursed fiends, their children too. And their children forever true.
God, she's got such a soothing voice. In case you don't know who that is, I will give you a spoiler. That is Gurman's pupil, his protege, Lady Maria, who is originally a Canehurst noble turned hunter under Gurman. And she is a badass of a fucking hunter, too. So as you see, we have entered the Hunter's Nightmare. And as you can see, it is a stark mirroring image of Cathedral Ward, with the exception that there is no living that is sane here. So right away, we're going to light the lantern right here in front of us and proceed forward. We're going to get a couple things ready here because we're going to need some bit of a benefit here for our success. So we're going to have our rifle spear handy, and we're going to have a saw spear for the potential hunter beasts that we'll be contending with. So, once we get to that point, we're going to head outside, and you're going to see firsthand that this is a madhouse. It's some sort of a warped sort of reality that has become of everything that the Healing Church has created. In a sense, the Healing Church created this place with their actions. So, in a way, it's a spellbound place, but it's not also confined to magic. But as you can see, much of the layout of this entire area is vastly different. There is a proprietary of new elements here, new enemies, new threats, new gear, weapons, and things we can collect. So right over here on the left, we're going to grab our first item in the form of a Frenzied Cold Blood. And then we're going to head up the slope here. To our right will be a Twin Stone Shard. And then turning to our left, we will see a couple of beasts navigating around. And there will be one of the old hunters with a new weapon. In the form of the Beast Cutter, which we will be able to get once we find it. But right away, he's going to immediately engage us. So right away, right off the start, he will attempt to engage us. Now, the Beast Cutter is a lot like the Threaded Cane, except it has the hitting power of the axe. So imagine a threaded cane with a giant club-like blade on the end of it. That's basically what that is. So it works the same way as the threaded cane. Stay out of range of it, and you should be able to do it easy enough. Immediately, though, we're going to head over here. We're going to drop down to this lower level on this roof, and we'll find our first new piece of gear in the form of the old hunter gloves. Then we're going to drop down again, and we're going to head back up the slope. I do not want to go up the stairwell because there will be an old hunter waiting there for us, and we don't want to get ambushed. We want to have the element of surprise on him. And I think he's actually right below us now. And that's how you do it. He will drop some blood vials. Go ahead and grab those. You know, the Old Hunters DLC is actually a very good place where you can harvest resources. So if you're hurting for blood vials, quicksilver bullets, twin stone shards, bloodstone shards, echoes, you can really go about getting a big, huge boon of that right here. So as soon as we get up here, we're going to continue along, and you pretty much will see that there's another item to collect up here in the form of a 280 blood vials. You'll see multiple more beasts pretty much navigating and congregating here. In a way, it's kind of like purgatory. I think that's the best way to describe it. And in the distance over there, you will see another hunter lying in wait. This one is actually a lot more dangerous, as he is a boom hammer. He's got the boom hammer, another unique old hunter weapon. Up here and to the right in this little crevice, you'll find more Frenzied Cold Blood. Grab that. And more dead beast patients here, everywhere. Now, I'm going to drop down here and grab the twin stone shards, and then right away we're going to have over here some Madman's Knowledge. What we want to do is I want to see if I can get the drop on this old hunter. I don't think I'm going to, but I'm going to try. Which... So once we've dispatched the two old hunters here, one with a beast cutter, as well as a boom hammer, we will be able to dispatch any of the other remaining beast patients, and then just collect the items in the area: blood vials, madman's knowledge, whatever. Over here, you'll find more beasts, but obviously, just like in the area of Old Yarnum, they're still susceptible to the same vulnerabilities. They're scared of the torch. They're vulnerable to the saw spear, serrated weapons as usual. Nothing really in that capacity has changed, as they're still vulnerable to the same mechanics. But what we will do is see about getting up, which I don't think we're going to be able to. I think we're going to have to take the long way around. So unfortunately, it looks like that's going to come down to it. Right away, though, you want to be careful, because here we have a trap in the form of an explosive rifle, machine gun turret, so we want to be careful with the switch here. Grab the quicksilver bullets off the body. We really can't really do much else beyond going up at this point. There's some dogs here we can actually have to deal with. So we're going to want to go up. Here we have some more dogs. We also have another hunter up above with a beast cutter scythe, as well as a piercing rifle. Piercing rifle is very dangerous at long range, highly powerful. But the beast cutter scythe is another favorite of mine. So killing that hunter will free him up, and we'll be able to go up here and grab the blood vials, and then drop down. We will have more beast hunters, as well as another ambush attack from a boom hammer. Now, bear in mind, this particular hunter is actually more dangerous because he has red eyes. Red eyes hunters are more dangerous. As you can see, they're much more damaging. Gotta be very careful with the beast hunt with the boom hammer weapon, because it's very powerful. It's killed me a few times. It's literally killed me flat out a few times, no questions asked. Now we have our first real weapon in the form of the beast cutter, and I believe this is a vermin. So we have another vermin as well. We get vermins from killing hunters. But now we have the access to the beast cutter, which is a gnarly weapon. And right there. Basically, it serves as like a whip, but it also doubles as a club-like weapon. It does serrated damage. It's just incredibly slow, and it's incredibly strong. So, as you can see, it's mainly geared for strength, I believe. But basically, it's incredibly gnarly. I love using that weapon when it suits me. So, pretty much we got that weapon now. And we can head up and to the right. Obviously, we're not doing a lot of damage with it right now because it's really not up to snuff in terms of strength. But make no mistake, that will change in time. So, but basically that's the scope of how that weapon works, is basically it is a club-based weapon, but with a serrated damage element, so incredibly powerful if you use it right. Once we dispatch the crows, we're going to open up the gate here. Obviously, a lot of the old layout from the originally in the actual world is changed here. Over here, you'll find the old hunter's cap on the right through this gate. And then we will head down the steps, which is where that other hunter was coming from, the second hunter we killed. And essentially, we will be going back up the path we took because we dropped down off of it. And before we were ready, because we had some items we needed to grab. But I wanted to grab those items down there. So instead we're going left, we're going to go up, forward in this direction, and up here. Which over here we will find twin bloodstone shards. And then through an... Oh shit, okay. That was, that made me jump, scared me a bit. So with the old hunter done, he will drop us some blood vials. And then over here, what we want to do is we want to drop down here and get this last piece of... this one more piece of gear. And then there's one more piece of gear we need to grab somewhere. I just need to retrace my memory of where we found it. Is basically the coat. Trying to remember where that coat is. I believe it's going to be further up this way. Avoid the ball, the flaming ball that they just set down upon us. And right away, there's that threat. Those enemies up there, the villagers, will be opening the chapel, which they'll be attacked by a giant, another different kind of executioner. Ah, here it is. I think this is the coat. Yep, the old hunter garb. So now we have the complete old hunter outfit. So we will go ahead and put that on, because I really like the way it looks. It is just really good looking. So, but particularly, I like to just wear... I like to wear the simple little garb like that. Obviously, the armor, we get added protection from the armor here, as opposed to the... Hence why I like using this armor piece. I don't know about the hunter outfit. I think so, but I think it's pretty decent, so... We're gonna go ahead and put the beast cutter away, because it's not strong enough for what we're gonna need to do. So we're gonna get our rifle spear out, and head over here, make sure there's nothing there. And then we're gonna head up here and take care of gotta be careful with this one, because he has magic power imbued in his abilities. Which we got rid of him. He gave us some blood vials over here and around, nothing here. Our path is going to lead us to the right, but up here, we're going to go up here real quick because there's actually an important piece of information we need to... This is going to be an optional boss fight we can do, but basically, we have another cleric beast to engage. So we're going to go over there and we're going to grab the item that's in his hand. Which is going to be the eye pendant, which is significant to the next portion of the area ahead of us we need to get to. So we will be back here to fight this asshole much later in the game. He is one of the... If I had to say, he is in the top 5 of... Excuse me, I'm getting tired. He is in the top 5 of some of the most strongest, one of the strongest bosses in the game. So with that said, we're going to grab the blood vials here. And we're going to go ahead down this slope through this cave. And we are being fired upon by explosive artillery. So you want to use this as an opportunity to get cover to cover. Guys basically will just be hanging out in the cover of this weapon. Villagers are a lot like the same villagers that we encountered. Oh, God damn it. Sorry, I apologize. I am just really tired. Yeah, I'm gonna take a seat for a minute. A lot of the villagers are pretty much the same case of the villagers we've encountered in the original game. The only difference is that, much like the old hunters here, they basically have been trapped here. I cannot say if they're really technically part of the hunters or, as this point, a part of the beasts. I'm not really sure. But they're smart enough to use weapons, so they must be somewhere along the middle. So... we are going to head down here now and go about another stage fight in the form of these 2 more hunters. Now these ones are going to be very unique because they have a new access to a new item in the form of delayed Molotov cocktails. Really want to get rid of that old hunter as fast as we can, which we did. Tampering damn blood gemstone off the hunter, a blood vial off that body of that hunter or patient. Now in the distance down here we can see there's a few new little surprises in the form of these multiple blood lickers in this river of blood. There is a line of them going all the way back there. We're going to take them all down because there's something of relevancy there, which we want. Now, before we get further into this, we're going to go inside and we'll have a torch ready because we're going to be surprised with some attacks. So right away on the front here, we're going to get our new item in the form of the delayed Molotov. Now, a delayed Molotov is a lot like a Molotov with one exception. You throw it at their feet, and you basically are able to have a delayed 5-second delay. You have a 5-second delay where it will catch, it'll detonate. So it's like an explosive, like a grenade, I guess you could say, but it's like a sticky grenade. Sticks to the ground, sticks to the wall, whatever, and basically forces them to basically engage you on their terms. So we're going to go ahead and equip that because that'll be handy for our fight to come. We're also going to go ahead and equip our fire paper, and yeah, because that's going to be handy too. Now in here you will see an item ahead of us. Now we want to be careful when we go in there because if we don't, we're going to get this man here has actually got an explosive device on him, so we're going to go ahead and wait for that to detonate. And just like that. But on the body, we'll find the boom hammer. Now, the boom hammer is essentially a blunt weapon. It is a powerful blunt weapon. It does an exceptional amount of fire damage, as well as blunt and physical attack damage. So, much like how we encountered the undead giants with the Kirk hammer, this would give you the benefit of a explosive impact with a blunt weapon, but with the fire damage as an added bonus. As it pretty much says, transformation will enable you to light the fuse, similar to how you light a lighter, and basically deliver an explosive payload. I know Dejurin of the Powder Keg Hunters would definitely have a field day with this. If I was to get this thing a good fair shake in terms of power, I think I would probably be just as guilty. So, but all things considered, that's pretty much one of the many other new old hunter weapons. Outside here, we will have a boss, we will have an enemy in the form of a hunter slash beast attack us. I know you probably, well, we've encountered that before. Well, this one is actually unique. He has a unique rune that makes him look like a werewolf. So we'll actually encounter him up here. So we're going to go ahead and get our fire paper ready, and we're going to hit our Molotovs. Firing hammer badge basically enables us to buy, I believe, the boom hammer, and also, I believe, another item in question. I'm not entirely sure. I need to check, but we'll get an idea of that when we go back to the Hunter's Dream. So let's go ahead and get some blood bullets in us, because, you know, why not? And we'll go ahead and get ourselves ready for taking down these damn blood lickers. Now what am I doing? We need we need the Holy Blade. So once we get down to this point, we're going to want to be very careful, because we can get killed very easily down here. There is multiple blood lickers, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of them are roaming, some of them are navigated, but the minute they detect you engaging with another one, the other ones will in turn engage as well. So we want to get them separated as much as possible. Here comes one right now. Which is precisely why I'm picking up the Holy Blade as opposed to anything else really right now, at present. I definitely don't want to engage them right now. I want to get away from them because I want to get a shortcut. I don't want to die. Oh, shit! I knew that was gonna happen. That's why I hate fighting on fucking bridges. I mean, it was bad enough that the Hunter Scythe really kind of, like, crashed my health. But then you got the two bitch boys with them, and they just raised the stakes, don't they? So now we gotta make our way all the way the fuck back there. And the whole point of why I was trying to avoid getting caught up in that fight with the Bloodlickers was because I was trying to get a shortcut, because this is a long goddamn way to navigate back. We go down, and we're gonna have to make the whole fucking way back there now. So let's get the hell back there. Come on, you fucking dog! I got another item here, cocktails, so I guess I should count my lucky stars and be thanking it. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Anybody else want to take a fucking piss out of me? God. Fucking assholes. It's like, cool your shit, man. I'm gonna try my blunderbuss to see if that helps with taking these fuckers, because I am not gonna get caught up in that shit show again. I'm not gonna bother messing with that guy again. I really want to get my echoes back, and I want to get that shortcut opened up so I can not go through this nonsense again. Making my way back there, man. Tell you. All right, let's try this dance again, huh? Definitely gonna probably have to wiggle out these fucking blood liquors, though, unfortunately. Don't really want to, but I don't have much of a choice. As you can see, these ones are a bit more dangerous because they can actually... They're a bit more dangerous because actually they can actually spit poisonous blood at you. So that makes them a bit more dangerous. Really, my man? Really? Have you nothing better to do with your time? Where's my poison knives? I'm not sure how much effective this is going to be. Fucking dick. So, now that we've actually cleared the fucking bridge, we can actually go about the process of making our shortcut. So, which will actually bring us to our first major quest line in the form of Simon.
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn then, eh? Well, we're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an interest in nightmares. Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare and cannot bear to leave it be. As if the spirit of Bergenworth lives on within you. Such inquisitive hunters will relish the nightmare. But beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason. And some do not wish to see them uncovered. Especially when the secrets are particularly unseemly.
So pretty much once we've engaged with him, we'll have that new quest line where basically we will progressively follow up on as we progress further along in the mission with this particular area. So, but now that we pretty much opened up the path, we will not have to navigate the whole goddamn thing all the way back to the beginning. So we will go ahead and navigate our way through those up here and to the up here to this area up here, which we want to grow. Because up here we will find the constable's gloves, which is actually a relevant piece of equipment that is actually going to be part of it. Down there you will see this is the path leading to our next major boss battle. But before we get into that, we want to navigate our way to and through these goddamn bugs. Here we'll get some pretty good significant number of blood gemstones. So pretty much, I'm pretty sure this is pretty much where you'll get most of your most powerful blood gemstones that you could hope to find in the game. Fucking witch. Blood 4, gemstone, not really my cup of tea. 4, not my cup of tea. Right away, you want to engage the nightmare before he gets into the tunnel. And you'll get some bloodstone chunks for the work. Now, the reason why it's really important you do that is because inside the tunnel, we will have a threat in the form of another hunter. This hunter, however, will have a Gatling gun. So we want to potentially avoid getting shot to death by that, so we're going to need some blood protection of the highest order. So let's go ahead and see about finding ourselves with the maximum amount of something that can give us the most blood protection we can hope to have. So just mix match your gear pieces. Whatever gives you the highest amount of blood defense is what you want. We want numbing mist. And we're going to want I want to say the threaded cane. Most important thing we want to do is we want to close the gap as fast as possible. If we don't, he will fire on us until we're dead. Come on! I really hate fighting this fucking guy. He is really not... I don't even have the right weapon equipped. What the hell? I need to get him... I need to keep him from healing. If I don't, he's just gonna heal. I think we got him. Yes, we did. Fucking A. He is a very tough one to kill, but if you do kill him, you get the Gatling gun, a new blood tinge based weapon. Holding it up here, you can see to fire it off, it uses one quicksilver bullet, but the thing about it that makes it unique is that it fires a rapid barrage of fire. So that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, one quicksilver for a bullet. No, one quicksilver, and you can probably fire it for like a 5-second or 3-second interval. So if you were to say do a blood tinge build and do an abundance of quicksilver bullets, or visceral attacks give you quicksilver bullets, this is a great weapon for a blood tinge weapon. So but you gotta obviously strengthen it up. It's got a high durability, but if you use it right, it does tremendous amounts of damage. But we're not done here. We still have one more piece of business to take care of in this place. Hopefully we can do it without getting killed. Is we have to kill another monster that's actually hidden deep inside inside this cave, and that is another blood-starved beast. Not a boss, but a regular sub enemy. Ironically, I don't know how that works, but that's what they did. So go over here, grab the bloodstone chunk, and have yourself ready with a saw. Spear. As soon as we find it here. It does not do poison damage, but you do want to have the benefit of power on your side. So let's have let's have a blood cocktail. I believe it's still susceptible to that, but we'll find out before long. Alright, this is not gonna go well. I've got to get out of here. I'm glad I got that on stream because I am fucking stupid lucky. I am stupid lucky. Blood tinged gemstone. Wow. That is stupid crazy. I cannot believe I just did that. Wow. Over here, there will be twin bloodstone shards. There's obviously some patient beasts down here. My goodness, I've never been so happy to have blood vials in my life. Some twin bloodstone shards over here and over here. Now, the other reason why it was relevant to come down and get this is this weapon right here in the form of the Amygdalan Arm. This is a unique weapon that is arcane and blunt damage. I will show this later. Right now, I really want to get the fuck out of here. And see, yeah, I really want to get out of here. I mean, I guess I could go back and see about getting some easy bloodstone shard, some blood vials from the other enemies that I didn't kill. So I think that's what I'll do, because I am literally hurting supremely bad. This is actually probably the hardest point where you'll have to encounter that fight. If you actually get back into this with a new game plus, you will have a much easier time with it because your power will be better defined. You'll have more stats. You'll just have a lot more cushion all around with whatever you decide to do going forward. But damn, that was a tight spot. That was a real tight spot. I mean, that was tighter than a nun's ass. I mean, that was damn bad. I am so lucky. So please follow my example. Don't do what I did. I almost got myself fucking obliterated. And I wouldn't try that twice if I was feeling lucky. You couldn't pay me a price to try that twice. I couldn't do it. No way. No chance. A kick in the nuts. I knew I kind of asked for that. I so asked for that because, you know, I thought for sure I was gonna actually I asked for that. So, but you know what? I still have it on stream. Me pulling a rabbit out of my ass right there with that encounter with not just the hunter but also the blood-starved beast. So I'm very pleased with that. That was actually a very badass moment for me. I cannot say that wasn't, because that was pretty badass. I loved it. It was worth it. So I'm going to go get my stuff back, and then we're going to basically just go on with doing the next stage of it. Jesus, dog! Alright, I think I've pushed my luck enough. I'm gonna head back with Bold Hunter's Mark and call an audible there. That was that was pretty gnarly. At least for now. I'll be back. I just want to get my wits about me and get some of these upgrades if I can get any upgrades. I've got a bunch of bloodstone shards and twin bloodstone shards and chunks, so I know I've got opportunities to make some upgrades. But I did get that one badge, so let's see what we bought. Okay, so we got our access now to the delayed Molotov and the delayed rope Molotov. Now, the delayed rope Molotov, much like the rope Molotov cocktail, basically it throws it behind us. So we get a 5-second delay if we throw it behind us with this and forward with this as well. We also have access to the Amidala arm. Now we have that. We have the boom hammer now. And we also have the beast cutter. So a lot of the weapons we just originally purchased, or found, I should say, excuse me, we can now purchase here. We also have access to the piercing rifle, which we can purchase. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy that. And we have the Gatling gun. So a lot of the weapons we originally didn't get, we can now buy. So we're going to go ahead and buy the piercing rifle, which is awesome. I'm loving it. See what gemstones we got we can sell, because I don't like. I'm gonna get in the habit of checking my gemstones and make sure I don't really need them. So, yep, right away, 3s. I know we got some pistol blood gemstones we don't need, so we're gonna go and let's see what these ones are. 4s. Okay, so we got a couple new ones, so that's not too bad. I'll keep those. And yeah, I think we're good. Let's go upgrade our weapons. Hunter pistol. Evelyn. Rosemarius. So right away, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you these other two weapons we got now. So we obviously got the courtesy of a little bit in the way of leeway where we can actually tinker with them. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get out the piercing rifle, and we're also going to get out the Gatling gun. We're also going to get out the boom hammer, and we're also going to get out the Amidala arm. So first thing is, let's get out of this house and go over here to this area over here. This is pretty straightforward in this capacity. So pretty much it goes without saying that the piercing rifle is basically as it is. It's a giant, huge rifle, but he handles it like a blunderbuss shotgun. So basically the idea is it is a highly powerful weapon. I just unequipped it. That's not what I want. Sorry. So, I mean, right away, it's pretty much like, you can see right away, it's got a huge blood attack. Huge. It's extremely good at long range, so it's mainly that kind of weapon. If anything, it's a really high-powered pistol. I mean, in my opinion, that's exactly what it is. But basically, you could use it at long range if you have a really good blood tinge style. Huge rifle blast, pretty much in that regard. The hammer pretty much goes without saying. It obviously uses a lot of stamina, but it does stun damage, so... It's a little unorthodox because I don't see much in the way of combos you can do with this. I mean, unless you're interchanging it in and out. Unfortunately, that's just the thing. You know, you look at weapons like the saw spear, saw cleaver, or the threaded cane, and you get different sorts of combos. This doesn't really have anything in the way of combos. I mean, you pretty much get like that capacity measure where it's like hit, and then you get a huge heavy throw, but then you get the huge hammer hit. But I mean, ultimately, if you do the trigger with the fuse, you can pretty much do a fire attack there. Huge explosion damage there. But it ultimately boils down to where you can just do the fuse like on the fly. So 1, 2, then it sets them on fire and does huge fire damage. Or it could whip like this. It's basically not very... I mean, in my opinion, it looks cool, but I don't see any real benefit to it beyond it being a blunt weapon that does fire damage. And that's really it. I mean, and it's unfortunate because I think it could be better, but you don't have much in the way of combative tactics or, you know, combos you can do with it. The Gatling gun? Oh yeah. Now this is something you would do if you have a blood tinge build. So as you can see right away, we're going to go ahead and use a Vile Blood and get... So as you can see right away, it's easy peasy. You can use this like rapid fire. Very handy against certain boss enemies, especially if they're incredibly powerful. And if they're very vulnerable to blood tinge, this would be a great thing too. So if you're the type of person who likes a very good blood tinge build where you're using high capacity measures of firearms like the cannon or in this case the Gatling gun, this would be a good one. Especially if it goes hand in hand with a very blood tinge weapon such as the Jikaje or later on when we get it, the Bloodletter in that capacity. So now we go to the Amidala arm. As you can see, this thing is a fucking monster club. Now, basically what it is, as it says, it's an arm of an Amidala, one of those giant insect bosses that we killed. So essentially, this is basically it. But it has the huge, colossal force of hitting like a fucking rock. But the cool thing about it is it transforms into a bladed sort of sentient weapons. So, as you can see, it whips itself around with its tentacle-like claw, and then the added effect is hitting it and holding the R2 button or the right bumper button basically enables you to do a huge slam attack, and then the tentacle itself comes alive and slashes at enemies in front of you. If it catches them, any enemies it misses, it will catch with the club. If it misses with the club strike, it'll catch them with the claw swipe. If it does catch them and it doesn't finish them, the claw swipe will almost certainly do additional damage on top of the claw smash on the club smash. But as you can see right here, it is pretty much the arm of a small Amidala Great One. So pretty much in that capacity. But the unique thing about this that gives it so much power is much like how the boom hammer gives you blunt damage as well as fire. This gives you blunt damage as well as arcane. So this gives you the benefit of, a bit of both in that capacity. So if you're going for a very strong, strong, heavy hitting, arcane style build, this would be a good thing to use. So, with those two weapons on top of the Beast Cutter, which, we didn't look at that yet. We'll take a look at that right now. Obviously, it says, as its name entails, it's basically a club-based saw blade. It's basically a club-based saw weapon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty much got an endless combo string there. And if you can get, gemstones where it reduces the stamina consumption, or you can increase your stamina consumption, this just makes it even more damaging. And then it does, much like the Amidala, it's a huge club-based weapon. So, as you can see here, it does blunt damage and it's serrated. So if you're looking for a blunt damage build with serrated damage as well, this gives you both. So it's not as fluid. It's a little slow, but it can be quite a powerful tool if you know how to use it right. So, I think I definitely want to. Upgrade change my blood gemstones on my guns if I can, or if that's even an option. I want to see what I can upgrade my holy sword to too, because I really want that stronger. What do I need to upgrade that sucker? Where is it? I need 8 twin bloodstone shards to upgrade this. So let's get a couple. I want to upgrade it at least one more time so I can use the other gemstone. So let's go ahead and get 4 from here. And we can probably buy 4 from here, I'm hoping. Bingo! So we'll go ahead and upgrade this weapon now. Let's go ahead and upgrade our weapon. Let's put something with a little bit more oomph on our pistols. Add blood attack 6.5. Alright, so we pretty much got that. Oh, wait a minute. Blood gemstone. I want to see if I can put one on my sword. Make it a little stronger. Ah, yes, I can. Good. Ah, skill scaling. 15.2. It's added physical attack to 12.7. Hmm. Yeah, I'll stick with that. Can I improve anything else on this? I gotta get rid of that HP depletion because I can't. I won't use that unless I get a gemstone that's going to be, very, that counters the impact of that, because that's just not worth the risk to me. Alright, so we got everything we need now. Let's go ahead and head into... Let's head back into there. Because now the Hunter's Nightmare basically is going to appear at this very gemstone right here. So we pretty much have the benefit of this very asset right here on this particular point. So pretty much we will not have to contend with that area. We can go right out here and get right to the nitty-gritty of taking on all them blood lickers. I definitely want to get rid of these huntsmen up here, though. These old hunters, because I don't want to have to contend with them while I'm dealing with these assholes. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of it. It'll be real ninja-like. I think I can protect myself a little bit from the blood damage, so I'm going to put on the knight's trousers. Personally, I think they look swaggy as fuck. Probably going to want to put some medicine on. So then these assholes aren't going to give me a break. God damn you. Fucking thing. I mean, they just stagger you with that. I bet you if I used lead elixir, it would work. But then again, I wouldn't be able to move very much at all. Lead elixir would make it easier to fucking not get stun locked when they're fucking literally spitting fucking blood in my face. I mean, that's so stupid. Like, I'm getting stun locked because they're spitting blood. I'm getting super soakered by blood and being stunned. Make it make sense. I mean, I could understand it if they stun lock me with repeating overlapping attacks with their claws, and especially that little bitch getting me with her back legs. But I don't see the sense of multiple attacks, basically from one scoped measure of their behalf. No, bullshit. I don't buy it. Make it make sense. You for one, motherfucker. How do you know, lady? Little bitch. Thank you for all the blood gemstones. Oh, back here you'll find the constable's trousers, much like how you find the constable's gloves up there. The constable outfit will be in this area, basically, just shy after the blood pool shit show that we've got here. So once we dispatch the Dobermans, head along to the left and you'll have another hunter coming out of the woodwork. I believe to the right or to the left. I'm not entirely sure, but you'll have a few of them. There's one to the right over here, as well as a bunch of crows. And then there's actually one over here. Well, not really a hunter, but a villager. But we want to wait for just a second because I want to get the advantage. Well, actually, there is no advantage to be gained. He's pretty much waiting for us. Oh, well, it kind of helps to have a gun equipped. Must have forgot to do that when I was back in the Hunter's Dream. Okay, I'm getting a little sloppy now, and I need to fucking stop being so messy. So... you can see all these little ghouls. So once we dispatch all the crows, we're going to have a few things we need to do here. First and foremost, number one thing we're going to need to do is climb the ladder to get that one item that we saw above us in that little side area over there that we encountered the original enemy. But be mindful, there's going to be a beast hunter with a scythe up here. He's going to be a nasty customer, so we want to be careful with him. Don't forget, he likes to use the old hunter bone, so he will be teleporting around like he's a ninja. Also got the red eye, so extra due caution with that. Grab the blood vials off his body, and then over here you will find the Beast Hunter Scythe weapon, which is one of my favorites. It is a incredibly powerful weapon, especially with huge arcing cuts, and it is incredibly fast, so like... added benefit to it is the fact that it is a skill-based weapon, so as you improve it, it will get even more powerful. And because I'm running a skill build, or at least a skill playstyle, yeah, I'm going to definitely use this, like, for sure. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head up the ladder, and as you can see, there's an item over there we cannot get to just yet, but we will eventually. What we are going to do is we're going to go over here again, and we're going to drop down on the beam, and then carefully walk across, and then here we will have found our way to the constable's outfit. Now, at this point, we could probably drop down here, but it won't really make a bunch of a difference. What we want to do, though, is get back up the ladder a third time, and then proceed to the right. We'll go ahead and equip our saw spear again. We're also going to need a we're going to need some protection with the blue elixir, because where we're going to be going, we're going to have a new threat in the form of the gargoyle-looking executioners, which will be heavily armed. One will be armed with his traditional axe, but another one will be armed with a unique new weapon in the form of the church cannon. We don't want to get caught by that blast of that cannon, so we're going to need to be very fast and stealthy to get past it. Grab the Madman's Knowledge over here on the right and wait for the executioner to walk on by and just make your way past him. And then instead of going left, we're going to go right up here to this chapel, and then we're going to make our way inside the chapel. On the left, we will find a lantern. We have a new access point to the Hunter's Nightmare. Going further down, we will find a nightmare. We will go get him. And he will drop us 2 bloodstone chunks. Over here, you'll find an old hunter bell to summon Henriette, which is another old hunter from this area of the game. An old hunter is above us. We're going to go ahead and get him down here. Motherfucker. Get down here. And upon getting rid of him, he'll drop us 2 blood vials, head across, and grab the twin bloodstone shards off the body. He will also drop us vermin as well. On the body back here, you'll find some more blood vials, and then we will follow the path around with the oil urns. And then this little beauty will just drop right out of the clear blue sky. Something of relevancy for the later part of the game. And then on this part, we will find our next big cool-ass weapon is the Whirligig Saw. This weapon, I have not had the privilege of really getting into using it, but I plan to because it is a really cool weapon. Great for a saw blade enthusiast, but basically it is, as it says, a giant club-based weapon. It doesn't really do much in the way of major measures of damage. It does have thrust damage and blunt damage, but its real passion is this giant saw blade, which basically you do tremendous huge amounts of damage with it in that capacity. Charging it up basically is just very much the added benefit. It does serrated damage, so it's great to use against beasts. If you press the L2 or the left bumper button on your controller, you can hold the saw blades and continue to just saw the shit out of anything in your way. Incredibly strong. So long as you have the benefit of stamina, keep it going. But otherwise, it is a very good weapon. I have not really had the privilege of using it very well yet, but I plan to eventually at some point because it is a really cool weapon. So we're going to head up here. And we're going to get that blue elixir out again and see if we can get by these guys without being blown to shit. As you can see, we have a execution in front of us, and then the one that's providing a sort of like cover fire kind of role is the one at the far back with the church cannon. But with the help of the blue elixir, we don't have to really worry about that too much. Over here we'll have blood vials, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to get the drop on this guy and pretty much deal with this capacity. That's why the whole purpose of why I wanted to get behind him, because this is pretty much like the immediate measure of what you want to go for. Come on. Goddamn spell of his has made his axe do those concussive blasts. Of course. Worst thing you could do is let him get the little where he does that little whatever he's doing to his axe. It basically imbues with some sort of a concussive energy. So whenever he hits a blow with his axe or swings his axe, it releases a concussive blow. So if the damage of the axe doesn't get you, the concussive force of the impact will, which is a huge fucking irritation. I think it's a cheap fucking thing, but that's basically what it does. But I'm not too worried about it because I'm going to get that asshole and I'm going to get my shit back. I really want to get as much of these guys as can because every bit of echoes I get or resources, hence why that was the whole purpose of why I went for that, is because of the simple fact of that. Oh, no, you don't. You got me with it once. You're not getting with me. You're not getting me with it twice. The hell with that. There's supposed to be a witch somewhere that's supposed to attack us. But over here, you'll see this guy here, basically beating against the cage. Go ahead and hit him, and he will drop you 5 blood vials, which will be a huge benefit for you in the long term. So I think there's a witch somewhere here. I just can't see her yet. Oh, there she is. Ah, you. Why are you screaming, bitch? Oh, we don't have any more room for pebbles. Okay. So obviously these things pretty much are pebbles. Now, This here is your first true challenge of the Old Hunters DLC. Now, I stress this when I say this. If you can beat this asshole, if you can beat this boss, you pretty much have already set the tone of just how good you are as a Bloodborne player. Ludwig, the Accursed, the original Healing Church Hunter mentor, is beyond this way. Now, the unique thing about Ludwig is he has two phases about this fight. The first phase is his beast form. Now, when you're fighting Ludwig in his beast form, he is erratic, he is crazed, he is slamming and carrying on in every which way. In his beast stage, in the beast phase, I should say, in the beast phase of the fight, he is vulnerable to serrated damage and he is vulnerable to fire. So you will be able to do damage to him in that particular phase. However, after that point, Ludwig changes gears, if you will. He no longer is in his beast phase because he has discovered his holy moonlight sword, which will somehow or another bring him back to his awareness that he was once a hunter. And that is his weapon. So he will go from being a beast and fighting erratically to harnessing this giant, huge magic sword. And he will start trying to kill you with the sword strike. At this point, fire damage will not affect him as much, and serrated damage will not affect him as much. However, the one thing that will affect him in relative fashion is pretty much nothing. You basically just need to fight him like usual. But he has no real vulnerability. So the best thing I can stress is the first phase of the fight is stay on your toes. He's going to be very fast. He's going to be very aggressive. You're not going to get a minute's rest with the engagement of the fight. And he is going to be incredibly susceptible to any niche number of ways of being a problem. The first time you fight him is going to be the most challenging encounter you will have. As the games progressively get more and more in depth with New Game Plus 2, 3, 4, and 5, it will get easier to fight him. Unfortunately, in some cases, it's just not that simple in the first fight. The first fight is usually the most challenging. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get through this fight, and we're going to get not only our first real major accomplishment with that fight, but we're also going to get the benefit of the Holy Moonlight Sword. And then afterwards, it's straightforward from here. So, what are we going to need? Well, I can tell you right now, number one, what we're going to need is we're going to need fire paper, which we have 3 of that, so that's good. We're going to need some Molotovs of varying degrees. We'll go ahead and equip some of the... we'll go ahead and equip the Bone Marrow Ash as a secondary option in the event that shit gets dicey. We're going to have a Blunderbuss. I also like to say I use the... I want to say I use the Threaded Cane for the... Actually, you know, I'm going to use the Rifle Spear, and then we're going to use the Saw Spear. No, actually, no, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick with the Threaded Cane because that is... proved me quite a boon. So we're definitely going to do that, and we're going to do with the Flame Sprayer as well. So, yeah, we're pretty much, there's really not much else we can do that's not going to prepare us more than we already are prepared. So we're just going to jump into the thick of it and see where we land. So right away, we're going to just get ourselves ready and have our Flame Sprayer ready, our Saw Spears ready. Let's get this guy.
Please help us. Alongside this, the great terror looms.
He's kind of something cross between a horse and his human self. But that thing's got all kinds of eyes in its mouth, and it's got teeth all over the place. And Crazy fucker looks like a horse from hell. Mr. Ed from hell. Got 2 heads and everything. So let's get to the business. Want to be careful with that jump attack, because he basically just drops out of the clear blue sky. When he starts doing that attack, you want to run around in the circle. Alright. I'm dead. You're gonna die here a lot in this game. Largely just because of that fucking attack. So when he does the little white spewing attack, he pretty much does it in a strafing pattern from right to left. So you want to run from left to right every time. The jumping attack that you saw him do, he does it in 2 different distinct phases. In one instance, he's launching himself up in the air and he comes down. But there's a very weird delay, like he's somehow floating in the air. However, there's also another one where he's literally jumping up on the ceiling and he's basically tracking you across the ceiling out of sight. So you kind of have to think with a very kind of old school Super Nintendo mindset, like he's basically going to drop down at you at some point. You can't see where he's going to drop down on you, but he's going to drop down on you. The best thing I can recommend, and it's been recommended in the Bloodborne Wikipedia, is basically to just immediately start sprinting. Sprint as fast as you can. It doesn't really matter. He's not going to actually land on you, but if you're able to keep in a constant high-speed movement, he will land probably just behind you. Maybe you'll get lucky and you won't get hit. Typically, I usually do, but typically there's also instances where you're not so lucky. So it's kind of a hit-and-miss situation where you're going to run into that ball of wax. It's like, oh, okay, well, I basically screwed the pooch there, now didn't I? Well, you kind of did, yeah, but you know, it's an experimental phase, and you're like I said, you're gonna struggle with this a little bit. This is my first roundabout with him, so I'm basically gonna have that engagement where I'm gonna have that issue. But I'm prepared for it nonetheless. I do know that if I lose my resources, I need to replenish them as much as I can, so hopefully this won't be too much of an issue. If you do have a hard time with this, though, I recommend giving the go to calling up for backup if you have the insight available to you. Watch out for that big shriek. They'll do a huge bulldoze attack. God damn it. It's really hard to avoid that drop attack. It really can be. So if you do get frustrated, don't stress out. Don't stress out. It's very hard. It's hard for me. Hard for a lot of people. I think Ludwig is probably in the top 3 of incredibly difficult bosses. Some people struggle. It kind of varies because you have some people who struggle with Lady Maria, then you have people who struggle with Ludwig the Accursed, and a few others. But I mean, ultimately, it's all the same. I mean, they really are just kind of a dime a dozen in scale to their strength. Start running. And there you have it. I overestimated. No! That is so annoying. I could have swore I dodged that. As you get halfway through his health, though, is when you enter the second phase. So I'm kind of a bit annoyed by that, particularly because I actually thought I got into the second phase, but it's okay. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna resupply because I definitely need more. I need supplies. I need fire paper. I need Molotovs. I need all that. So I'll get my echoes when I come back. So let's stock up. I will definitely commit myself to finishing this stream with this particular boss fight before we proceed into anything further as far as like with Chalice dungeons or anything. All right, stage 2. Here we go. Oh, Mr. Ed from Hell thinks he's King Arthur now because he's found his Excalibur.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor. My guiding moonlight.
Now he thinks he's King Arthur. This is fucking great. Like Mr. Ed. So now he's going to be switching gears now. We're going to avoid these magic blasts with the weapon. We're going to want to close the gap. Now we're going to want to avoid this attack. Motherfucker. And that is it. Second stage of the fight is pretty easy, provided you have the sensibility to avoid the energy attacks from the sword. Essentially, the arcane of the sword is really the most dangerous thing. If you can dodge in between the slash energy waves that are coming at you and close the gap, you can really take advantage of his incredible size against him and just fuck his ass up. Keep to his sides, preferably his rear if you can. The second he gets that big energy sword up in the air to bring that bitch down, the blast initially may knock you down. If you can get up fast enough and close in and get behind him or off to the side of the attack, you can avoid a proportionately huge attack that will almost certainly kill you. If you cannot close the gap, you want to get the hell away from the area as fast as possible. That blast will not just hit the center area of the ground in front of you, it will project out across the room, which makes it even more detrimental. So it's important that you try to get as close as you can, as fast as you can, before it's too late. After that, it pretty much is a foregone conclusion. There's nothing you can't take on in that capacity and in that scale. By that point, that's all she wrote. Your victory is almost self-assured. If you can get past the first stage of the fight, which, as you can see, was probably the most challenging part. If you can get past the first stage of the fight, you pretty much can take the second stage of the fight with relative ease if you know how to look out for the attacks. I've shown you that now, so you pretty much have it in your favor. Obviously, by taking down Ludwig the Accursed, or Ludwig the Holy Blade, you get the Guidance Rune. And then over here, we'll light the lantern first. But over here, we will find his severed head still active. Ironic, it looks like Mr. Ed has still got something to say, so let's see what he says.
Good hunter, have you seen the thread of light? Just a hair, a fleeting thing. Yet I clung to it, steeped as I was in the stench of blood and beasts. I never wanted to know what it really was. Really, I didn't.
Oh, shut up. Jesus. Having him neigh like a fucking horse is insane. But once you kill him, you get perhaps one of the most gifted weapons in the game, the Holy Moonlight Sword. This weapon has to be in the top 3 for me. It is a incredibly... It's kind of weird how it looks so goddamn tremendously huge for him, but so goddamn average for me. So, I mean, it's very particular, but it is a very powerful sword. It's not like the Great Sword. But basically it does the same aptitudes as anything else, but it makes it incredibly powerful, is the fact that it does arcane damage. So as you can see, it has a tremendous amount of blunt damage, thrust attacks, and arcane magic. Transforming it will give it the power of an arcane magic sword, which ironically is exactly the same thing. Now the cool thing about this, when you use it, you release a huge arcane magic energy blast which uses quicksilver bullets. So this is kind of a boon for arcane enemies who are vulnerable to arcane, or in this case, kin enemies, which are vulnerable to bolt and such. But certain enemies that are vulnerable to arcane damage, this is a good weapon for them. So, but the cool thing is it transforms easy enough back and forth, easy as can be. So, before we head out of here, though, we're going to go ahead and grab these blood vials. And we're going to head back to the Hunter's Dream. What a job. I'm very pleased with that. I was a little annoyed by the fact that he gave us so much shit, but the fact is that basically was unavoidable. I'm just very glad that we got through that the way we did. So right away, pretty much you come here and you can see we can obviously buy the weapon now for 80,000 echoes. So, yeah, next level. I mean, wow. We're going to go ahead and buy a few of these Molotovs, though, because we used them all up initially. So we're going to buy a few of them. We'll just buy a slew of them right there. Basically just resupplying myself top to bottom as much as I can. I gotta get one more fire paper, but we're gonna do that by going up here. Right there. And then also some lead elixir. And that will pretty much be it for now. I'll repair my weapons. And I don't think we can fortify anything. Nope, doesn't look like it. So, all things considered, that wasn't really a bad experience, but I definitely, I'm actually quite surprised I did that. So I thought it was going to take a hell of a lot longer than that. So I'm actually quite happy about that. I didn't think I was going to do that well. Oh yeah, I forgot to take this one off the table. One less Chalice dungeon. So now we have the Cursed Sumerian Defilement, and we have the Fetid Hintertomb, and we have the Lower Hintertomb, and we have the Ailing Loran. So, yeah, that was fun. I'm actually digging that. That was actually pretty good productivity. So, but I mean, all things considered, I'm actually quite pleased with that because I was actually thinking it was going to take a lot longer. Like I said, I thought it was going to be like, I thought I was going to die a lot more than that. Because I mean, that is not an easy fight. Ludwig is one of my fucking. I hate fighting Ludwig. I hate the only one I hate fighting worse than Ludwig has to be Lawrence the First Vicar, which is that flame, which is that burned uh cleric beast that we saw back at the chapel early in the DLC. I'm going to have to fight him too. Which I'm not looking forward to that either. That guy's a pain in the ass. So we'll have to find out what happens first. We'll see which one of us, which penny is going to drop first. So all things considered, it's quite a boon. I'm very pleased with that. So, but that is where I'm going to end the stream. We did a lot. I'm a little bit annoyed that my other stream earlier crashed like it did, but you know, what are you going to do? I'm going to have to doctor that up and tinker with it to get it to that bend where it's not such a pain in the ass. But I'm pleased with it that we actually got that much done. So it is 11 o'clock at night. I am tired. I am definitely needing some sleep. So I'm going to call the ball here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this is definitely a helpful guide so far, especially with Ludwig to your new comings to the Bloodborne game of Bloodborne. I will continue further along. I'll probably jump on and do a stream tomorrow. I might not. I don't know. I have to think about it because I have other things I want to see about doing. And yeah, definitely want another the 2 other games I gotta play. So I think sleep is in my future. So, but anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. My name is SavageSquishy86, and I will catch you next time in our next live coverage as we finish our first playthrough run of Bloodborne. Have a good night, guys, and Happy New Year once again.